Fight fans, this is AmiPolizeiFunk. I'm here with my co-caster Yoink. Welcome back. Thanks to our guest caster Aliaj for rocking it with us on that first game. Yoink and I are going to take game 2 and bring Fireball back for game 3. This time Sepha gets to try his luck with Wehrmacht on Argenton. He's going to need to hold here. You don't want to go down 0-2 to DevM. That's like a death sentence. So we need to see some sparks from Sepha here. We need to see a calm, cool, and collected Wehrmacht. I'll be looking for tier 2, tier 3. And we hope he can even this out and take this the distance. Yoink. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. You know, I'm thinking that DevM had a really strong showing. He was microing 13, maybe 14 units at the end of the last game. He was really dominating the north side of the field. Now we're going to see what he can do with Rifleman on the south side. The situation is exactly reversed. I'm going to expect to see some incredibly aggressive play from him. Rifleman all over the field all at once, and I think he's going to do a great job.
Yeah, DevM's Americans is a treat to watch. There's just sort of nothing more entertaining in the game than his early U.S. play. He has sort of popularized the use of the Jeep. You know, it kind of went out of favor for a while, but he has brought it back, and now everybody's doing it after they see how well he uses it. It's like he's taught the other top players that this is the way you use this unit. Look how I can dominate this early game. And I think, you know, I think DevM did a little bit of homework on his game 1. If he was watching Sepha's qualifier tournament games from last week, he would have noticed, as many of us might have done, that Sepha has not really been building snipers. He's been kind of staying away from it. He's liked to do this early bar tech or M8 tech, and I think that those 2 snipers early from DevM just exploited this sort of reluctance of Sepha to play the sniper game, and he basically pushed Sepha into going WC and getting a sniper, but by then it was already too late.
Yeah, it's a classic, you know, hold and stall tactic. I mean, he was able to recognize that Sepha's investing, you know, a lot of his resources into bars early on. He bought that second sniper, and he was able to just decimate rifle squads. And early on in the game, he was able to just do great unit preservation, and he kept his north side alive all the way into the end. So we'll see if he can replicate that same kind of aggressive, thoughtful, though, behavior. At the same time, he's very analytical, and I agree. He may have been watching Sepha. So, you know, that's what we're probably going to see from him in game 2.
Just to answer a question in the chat, we're here on Argenton Crossroads because Sunday Night Fight Season 4 is featuring the custom map work of White Flash and Uncle Sam. After this, we'll go to Bois du Châtelet for Games 3 and Game 4. And every single contender bout, that's kind of like the finals of a quali tourney, every contender bout has used this format where we start Game 1 and Game 2 on Argenton, then we move Game 3 and Game 4 on Bois. And we like to keep that consistency so that it's fair for the players and we can compare the games to each other. And we've got these great stats going. If you look on the co2.org homepage, in every SNF announcement at the very bottom, there will be a link to our Google Docs spreadsheet where you can go and check out how the factions fare against each other and how individual players have been winning with the different factions they choose on the different maps. Just really excellent work by General Hell. That's all been updated now. So this contender bout format has been fixed throughout the season. This is the last one. After this, we move next week to the semifinals, the overall. We only have 3 shows left. We have 2 semifinal shows. Those are sort of contender bout 5 and 6, and then we have the Grand Championship show. And for those shows, we will have a new format that has sort of just been announced to the players. Nobody's heard it yet. I can announce it to you fans right now. The players are actually going to veto all of the maps once a week before they play. So that means that you have Symbiosis and Aliaj coming up in the second semifinal. So they will veto a map, and then the other player will veto a map, and those 2 maps will be out of it. And then the first player, again, which is in this case is Symbiosis with the higher seed, he vetoes a map, and that becomes the Game 5 tiebreaker map. And then Aliaj vetoes a map, and then that decides what the Game 1 and 2 map is, and then they play the other Game 3 and 4 map. So the whole map rotation is decided ahead of time by 1 week per the player's vetoes. So, you know, there's nothing, nobody can complain at us, Yoink, as organizers, for not giving the players what they want. You know, I think we've already shown the fans the variety of maps and what's possible with custom maps in this season, so I feel we've already achieved our goal, and now we can just let the players choose which ones, what they prefer, and play on their favorite maps.
Well, that's an innovative way to do our final round here for Sunday Night Fights. I like it. I think they're going to. I think the players are really going to like it because it's going to allow map choice to be solidly. You know, it's not going to be surprise as much. They can practice on the maps they want. And when did we get Google Doc spreadsheets of the statistics? When did we start doing that?
How cool is that, right? It's all general hell, man. Well, I think he makes the monkeys do most of the labor, but you know, he runs the show down there with his whips and chains and so forth. But I think Yoink, we should can the small talk and hop right into this game too and see what Sepha can do with his Wehrmacht on Argenton.
I agree. If our cameraman and director NTD is paused and show us actually the game screen, we can get this started. You know, it's an exact mirror matchup of what we had last game. DevM will be in the south with the Americans, and Seph will be in the north with the Wehrmacht. And if we can get, are you ready at 5 seconds? Because I am.
I was born ready. Count it in.
All right, we'll get this game started here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and start. The clock is ticking at 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And I am following DevM's Americans in the south. He is actually, it looks like he's single building his barracks with just one engineer. So we might be seeing double rifles again real fast. That old trick that's from a long time ago, he's resurrecting, and he wants incredible rifle dominance. I can tell here, just 30 seconds in, he's looking at rifle dominance on the south side.
Well, we saw this from him last week in the quali tourney. I'm not sure which map he did it on. Might have even been on
Bois de Châtelet.
Yeah,
yep,
that's
it
right.
Was.
And
he won a
totally
huge engagement in the center. Yeah, it totally worked. He outmanned Freestyler in the center, and he ended up winning
that's
that
right,
match
that first game.
because of. Yeah, that'll be good. So let's see. Maybe, I don't know, do you think Seph maybe watched those games? I bet he did. And he knows. I mean, his Wehrmacht is good. So we'll see, you know, what's he building in his base right now?
It's a pretty standard opening. He's gone Volks first. You know, this is interesting because Symbiosis played DevM on this map in a contender bout, you know, in contender bout number 2, and beat him. And so I would think, you know, as a player, that I would try to replicate Simbi's performance, you know, but I can tell you right now that Sepha is not copying Simbi because Simbi opened North Wehrmacht with MG Bike. And if you remember back then, Yoink, there was this insane light vehicle engagement around the chapel where both the Jeep and the bike went up in flames simultaneously, and we had Simbi just sort of barely holding on and eventually, you know, outlasting DevM's early American game and just sort of locking him down and winning as Wehrmacht from the north.
All right, well, I do remember that, and it looks like this is going to be a completely different matchup, though, this time. The second unit out of DevM's barracks is a Jeep, and now the third unit is a rifleman. So he's going to start pushing into German territory here with a rifle-Jeep combo, and push he is. Look, he is just scouting and checking out what's going on here on the north side, and up come these riflemen now to engage. I'm waiting for him to link his two units together as sort of a more effective fighting force than they are now. These rifles are going to try and jump behind green cover behind this wall here, but where is this Jeep? Here it comes now from the back. This entire grouping of German forces here is just ripe for pushing, but not if that MG42 has anything to say about it. I think we saw something very similar to this in this last game. Around the back of the MG42, that Jeep goes. Rifleman able to escape without any suppression. That looked like that might have been something that DevM wanted to do with pushing, but just couldn't get it done because that MG42 was there, just kind of stopping that Jeep from doing anything like that.
I mean, I guess his primary objective with the Jeep that early was to chase down and harass Pioneers and stop them from capping. And, you know, although Seph did it in a different order, he now has the exact same unit composition that Simbi had with the bike there to sort of counter push or counter harass the play of this Jeep. And the Jeep's getting on really low health. I wonder if DevM, who is usually just amazing with his ability to multitask and micro his units, he does get that Jeep out of there, but it's going to need repairs before it can do any more pushing. If it tries to do that now, it's going to get itself dead.
Well, you know what? I'm thinking that both these guys have now warmed up. I just saw some great stuff from Sepha. Look at how fast he's microing all of his units. He had them all clumped together right by that concrete wall there, that stone wall, and they were just firing in every direction, and then he instantaneously laid 2 pieces of wire almost exactly the same time. He is really trying to consolidate his forces around this chapel area, and now it looks like the bulk of American forces have moved off to other areas here while they try and figure out how they want to crack that Wehrmacht nut there in the center. I think that was a great play by Sepha. He just kept everything exactly where he needed to be, and it was just too much for 1 or 2 riflemen to try and move in there and take it.
All right, well, DevM has spread his units all across the map. He's going to try to close the noose again. Let's see if Sepha handles it in Return of the Rifles Part 2 here, because they are getting ready. He's got eyes on the one in the far northwest. DevM's got another guy, a bunch of guys by the green cover in the south. He's got another squad in the middle that's just content to cap a VP, and he's going to wait till his Jeep gets repaired until he maybe really goes in for the attack. Right now, he's just kind of in a stalling position where he's just going to keep those Wehrmacht units boxed in there. Both players are repairing their light vehicles. The Jeep and the bike are back up to tip-top shape, and now that they're ready to go, let's see if DevM really pulls the trigger or if he'll be just content. He's bringing that, look at this rifle squad going straight up the middle.
Yeah, this is what I was waiting for. These 2 rifles that were floating around here on the left, I said, you know what, that's not enough for him to make an engagement of these German forces. But here, this 3rd rifle squad and this Jeep now, this is what he needed to sort of close that action here in the center. Here they come. Where is that rifle squad down there in the south? This is content behind the wall. That 1st rifle squad all the way, though, down there in the left now has to retreat. Now, I don't think DevM has enough units on the field to counter this Wehrmacht presence, especially because Volksgrenadiers, fresh Volksgrenadiers, have just come back from the base. This Jeep rifle combo up here in the north, oh my gosh, they're doing great work. They took down that Jeep. But here comes Volksgrenadiers to try and, yeah, this is not good. I think that DevM does not have enough.
Look at these 3 squads of Volks. Man, it's going to be tough to get out of there.
That's a meat grinder. Oh, down it goes. Down goes 1 rifle squad.
There's a rifle squad lost. Yes, he did.
All right, this other rifle squad with only 3 men in it on the left has got to be real careful. It looks like, though, Seph's target is this Jeep. He wants to take out this fleeing Jeep. He's probably going to be able to do it. He actually might be able to take out this rifle squad here in the north, too. I'm not sure what unit to look at. Rifles are retreating.
DevM's just got a full retreat. He's got to pull out of that. Jeep's going to go down for sure. He's not going to escape. Look at him. Whoa! Catapult those rifles, man. Gotta love the ragdoll physics on Company of Heroes. And Sepha instantly salvaging the Jeep. Very nice.
Yeah, now things are looking very good for Sepha. He has definitely got the dominance of the last couple of tactical engagements on the field. You know, looking at DevM's unit count now, he only has 3 rifles and 2 pioneers. A lot of them are under strength. And now it looks like he's trying to be aggressive and push right back into that graveyard. But, you know, I think that Seph is probably getting ready to consolidate his forces and make another push again. I think that the DevM needs to be awfully careful here in the next 5-6 minutes to make sure he doesn't lose another engagement like the one he just lost.
Well, Sepha needs to be extremely careful, too. I mean, this is where we're entering the mid-game, and if players have lost their bike and Jeep and aren't able to go do a flyby of the base to scout what their enemy is doing, they don't really know which teching pattern to do, like what's going to counter what. Sepha's gone Tier 2, and he's built the sort of safe, multi-purpose unit, the Grenadier, and it looks like DevM has gone WSC, which actually would be a perfect, you know, sort of like pre-counter to Tier 2. I was afraid Sepha might build a pack too early, which would have been absolutely the wrong thing. And so we'll see if this WSC play from DevM might, you know, be a thorn in Sepha's side. Again, Sepha might have to build snipers to counter DevM snipers. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, you know, there was some, I agree with you. A sniper, a weapon support center for DevM is perfect against a large Grenadier army, obviously. With the 4-man squads the Grenadiers put on the field, those American snipers become even more deadly. There was some mine shenanigans going on down by the center VP. I don't know if Seph saw DevM lay that mine just to the north of that VP, because there was an MG42 up there covering it, but it might have been in the fog of war. That's going to be a nasty surprise when Seph tries to cap this VP in the center.
Yeah, they're moving in on it now. Let's see. Watch your feet, boys.
Oh, they went to the wrong side. They're in good shape if they can cap from that direction. DevM has built a triage center in his base, which he needs.
Look, Sepha, guess wrong. Look,
are...
he just upgraded a Shrek. I mean, better safe than sorry, but that's just a wrong guess. You know, he does not need anti-tank right now.
No, he doesn't, and I'm not seeing any sort of other fuel resources being spent in DevM's base. I mean, he certainly has enough fuel for bars or anything else. He just built another rifle squad. They're coming out vanilla, but you know, no supply yard yet for our Portuguese player. I'm not sure where he's going to start getting his tech choices from, but you know, his sniper is now on the field, moving to the left to try and engage troops in the graveyard area.
Regardless if he stays in T1 Tier 2 with WSC play, he's going to want to get a supply yard up just to help the upkeep of his rifles and keep that manpower flowing in. Here you can see them firing Shreks in, sort of, and a grenade too. They're giving the smorgasbord here, and that does pretty well. It kills 2 of the Flamer engineers, and they're all going to have to retreat. Now, DevM Sniper's been picking away. He's got 3 kills. Sepha's fully aware that he's there and that DevM has gone WSC. And now let's see how Sepha's going to try to counter it.
Well, you know what? You know, DevM had to soft pedal that sniper all the way back out of there. And now I wonder if Seph is smelling a little bit of American weakness. Look at how much he has pushed forward into American territory. He's got VPs. He's taking back the entire left side. So he seems pretty confident at this point, although Americans are going to start coming out of their base fully healed because of that triage center. I'm kind of waiting for DevM here to make a choice with his 160 fuel and 200 manpower. He can really go in just about any direction here, and I'm not sure why he has chosen to stay vanilla with Weapons Support Center for so long.
So Sepha has his own sniper now. Sepha, whoa, careful, man. You don't want to be shooting rifles. You know DevM Sniper's right there. He just picked off one of your Minesweeper guys. Uh-oh, he has to hard retreat. Oh, my God, what a shot! What a shot by DevM. Oh, Sepha never would have guessed he had the range. He thought he was out of range, but look at that retreat path. It went just lateral west to east, and that allowed DevM Sniper to cut down the angle and get the kill. That's huge.
I think sniper kills on retreat are a 50-50 shot, so it's really a coin toss. So, you know, he just got really lucky with that shot, took him down. DevM did choose infantry as his doctrine choice, went with artillery, off-map artillery.
And that's a big blow to Sepha. He's having to rebuild a sniper now that, you know, that's, 340 some manpower that will not go into continuing his tech pattern. He's going to want to get to Tier 3 and get some Pumas out. But now that is all delayed, as it is a requirement to at least have a sniper on the field. I think Aimstrong and Symbiosis have taught us that.
Yeah, that's for sure. If you're not going to have Tier 1 units on the field, I mean, in terms of a Tier 1 vehicle units on the field, you're going to want to have snipers. That's one of the things that I've just enjoyed so much in Sunday Night Fights this season, is so much Tier 1 vehicle combat. It was like the return of Tier 1 vehicle combat this season. I love it. And now we're seeing just vanilla Tier 1 infantry combat here in the north. MG42s backing up these Volksgrenadiers as they fire away in yellow cover at these riflemen. I think these riflemen are doing a good job. They were able to take these Volksgrenadiers all the way down. Looks like they got to back up to the safety of that MG42. I think there's combat also going on in another part of the map as well. We've got riflemen and grenadiers fighting down in the right-hand side. You know what? There's off-map artillery falling somewhere. I don't know where it is.
It's in the north. Sepha saw it coming well in time and unpacked his MG and got away from that. Sepha was able to get his Volksgrenadiers right on top of DevM Sniper in the south, managed to chase it off, and so now he knows he's got a little window of time for his own sort of rebuilt sniper to just sort of tee off before DevM can get back on the field. He's also working around a mine, very smart tactics there. If the rifles try to rush him, they're going to get a nasty surprise.
Yeah, you know what? I think that DevM is going to be real cautious here, although, oh my gosh, there's a rifle squad that looked like he was going to jump forward right onto that mine. A rifleman, I mean, from that single rifle squad. Okay, now here comes DevM Sniper to come and engage that German sniper just on the other side of the hedgerow. That, you know what? Seph just moved his sniper back out of there just in time. He decided to stop firing.
Yeah, they just know it, you know? No, yeah, he knows the timing. I mean, he chased off DevM Sniper. He knows how long it takes to retreat and then get back on the field. They just know it.
Objective secured.
So now we're seeing a little bit of a quiet time here on the front as both men sort of reconvene with their armies. We got a bunker going up just north of the house, in the center. It's probably going to either be a medic bunker or repair bunker, depending upon which direction Sepha wants to go with his army. Down in the American base, we're seeing tank depot going up. That's what he's been saving all of his fuel and munition and manpower for. It's about halfway constructed. We might see Shermans on the field in about 3 or 4 minutes.
That's going to be big.
Certainly has enough fuel.
Yeah. Sepha's been going in every direction. You know, he put up the KKC, he's got a pip of infantry vet, he's teched up to tier 3 now, although he hasn't started building the Storm Armory building yet. So he's going a little bit in every direction, and that can work if you can just sort of last long enough to reap the benefits of having such a sort of well-rounded army. But this tank depot is going to have another thing to say about it.
Well, yeah, it works if you go in every direction. It works if you have map control and you have the resources and flexibility to move quickly in the direction that you need to. But I don't know, where his resources are right now. He just hit a mine up by that victory point, had to retreat. He's probably not doing overwhelmingly well in the manpower department. So when that Sherman hits the field, it's going to be an enormous shock unit, probably twice as strong as an M8. And I don't see any packs or anything on the field, right?
No, he doesn't have one. He's gone defensive. He's made himself a medic bunker. There is a pack building, so Sepha senses it. I mean, having not seen bars this long, you got to wonder where the fuel's going to go. So he is predicting some kind of American armor to come. He needs to, man, look at the fighting across the entire map. There's so much going on. DevM continues to pressure the graveyard area. There's some nice minesweeping going on. The medic's trying to get some work in. Wow. Sepha does have the ability to pop for the fatherland if he gets into a sticky situation, and one might be approaching him right now. He's trying to backpedal this MG way up by this sort of circular cone-roofed barn up here to get in position to attack these rifles.
Well, he's going to be safe up there. That's going to be fine. And I agree with you. He probably does recognize when he sees no fuel of any kind being spent by the American team for 15 minutes and they have a dominant map control, the only thing that's coming is a Sherman. I mean, what else could it be? You would have seen bars. You would have seen an M8 by now. So that Sherman now has just been purchased in DevM's base. We're going to see it here in about 1 minute, maybe a minute and a half. And it's going to be a shock unit on the field. There's only a pack. There's a couple of grenadiers. It's going to be able to really dominate here on the left or the right, whichever direction DevM wants to put. It's combat now in the center. We got Volks Grenadiers engaging riflemen at long range. They have to backpedal out of there. But this sniper of Seph's is doing great work right there in the center.
Well, they both are. They're taking turns plucking each other's infantry. One thing about the center configuration on Argenton is you've got so many shot blockers that these snipers can get alleyways where they can see enemy and know that they're safe from counter snipes. Ooh, DevM getting a little brave though, taking out a medic, sort of very close. Sepha, hearing the shot go off, knows he can take a shot with his sniper, does so. I don't know if he might have killed a rifleman there or not, but they can always sort of get damage in. They can get their kills in while the enemy sniper is behind the other hedgerow.
Yeah, and that's exactly right. That center portion of Argenton, you're right, it's like a corridor of sniper fire, and if things get too hairy, you can just move to the left or the right. Now, that shot that DevM took that killed that medic, it gave him a second pip of vet. So this American sniper is on its way to being very, very powerful. And it looks like he's getting a little more aggressive with it. He's moving it all the way up to the line of skirmish there. I think maybe he wishes he could push it forward and start engaging those Volks Grenadiers right there on the left that are engaging this rifle squad by the VP point. But I don't think he's that stupid. Oh, down goes the counter snipe right there. He saw it. He took the shot. That's what he was waiting for. He was hoping that Sepha would move his sniper into position right by the chapel, and he took the shot. Now this American sniper is on his way to being vet 3. And look at the Sherman running everywhere.
Taking one of our points.
And look how he's got blockers. Look at the American rifleman just sort of in the middle of the map. That pack is afraid to reveal its position because these rifles will be all over it.
Yeah, this is trouble. Definitely this is trouble. Looks like the entire German force is now back in its base at this point, except for a few Volks Grenadiers over on the right. This is a tactically awesome decision by DevM. He revealed the tank and took that counter snipe shot at the exact same time. That's like a 1-2 punch that can really set your opponent off balance. And now he has cut off Sepha from most of the resources on the left-hand side.
That was a Company of Heroes version of a haymaker. I mean, losing that second sniper just hurts Sepha's manpower so much. And now, DevM sniper can just tee off on all these infantry with their one Pippa vet. DevM's looking very strong.
Yeah, again, we're seeing 10 units being 9 units being microed by DevM at this point. I think Sepha probably has he has a little bit more than last game, but he's see, he just rebuilt another sniper. I just saw a German sniper somewhere.
Yeah, it's there. It's by the pack. He's got 2 cloaked units in there. The rifles are moving in on it. They get a mine in the face. Oh, Sepha, careful, man. Careful. Look, his sniper won't recloak. Oh, that was such a dangerous moment. DevM sniper just sort of floating over to the left. Get behind some of these rifles. They're getting pinned. They might have to leave soon, which is going to put that sniper of DevM's out kind of in no man's land. He'll have to decide the way he wants to extract himself. And here we see some artillery raining in. That's an on-map shot coming in. That's going to shy those Volksgrenadiers away.
Man, that almost
MG's got to be real
that
careful.
MG42.
Yeah, it sure did.
Yeah, that was close. Yeah, so here now it's become exponentially more difficult for Sepha to field anything at this point. He's got a Sherman he's got to contend with. He's got Vet 2 snipers on his opponent's team he's got to contend with, and he's got on-map howitzer shots, and he doesn't have any map control. So clearly he is on his heels at this point. There's something coming out of his Sturm Armory. I don't know what it is. I don't even know what it could be that would help him at this point.
When all 3 VPs are against you, you're losing a VP every second, so it's going to take a little over a minute, and Sepha's going to be done.
Yeah, he's looking really good. He's got the entire, DevM is looking really good here. Okay, I see Sepha is trying to take back some territory down here. He tried to cap one of those VPs down in the lumber yard, but he hit a mine. It pinned his Volksgrenadiers. I don't know if he's going to be able to get him out of there in time. Retreat. You got to retreat those Volksgrenadiers, Sepha.
The Sherman's just going to sit here and play VP defense. Yeah, he's working up on the north. That squad's going to fall. Sepha's kind of falling apart here with that Sherman monitoring the center VP and the right VP. I see no way out of this. A Stug hits the field. Some off-map shoot coming in on top of that Stug's head. It moves forward. The urgency is desperate here with the Wehrmacht forces. Barred rifles now finally teeing off on this pack position. Sniper still plugging away.
Yeah, you know what, Sepha Sniper just retreated under very heavy bar fire, took him down to half health. He's going to be able to escape. Here comes now. Look, we got a
bars take the pack out.
Look at the Sherman. This is something we haven't seen on Sunday Night Fights before.
Mine
we have the Minesweeper, the Mine Flail.
Oh, man, how about that? And he almost swept some mines there. But this is a bit of showmanship. I think, DevM is, wow, he better keep sweeping. He's about to hit some mines. Oh, how funny. That's really pathetic. The one moment he stops sweeping, he backs into a mine, I know.
I know, he went the wrong way with the Mine Flail.
That's like a Manor Nexus in StarCraft 2. I mean, building a mine flail on the Sherman is just kind of shoving it down Sepha's throat that he owned him. This is some real gamesmanship from DevM here. He's feeling very confident.
Yeah, I mean, there's 24 victory points left. I don't think there's. I think there's nothing that Sepha can really do at this point. He's got to run his troops as fast as possible towards the remaining victory points if he wants to have any hope of winning this. Oh man, and he was running his sniper uncloaked, and then DevM sniper just shot him right in the face.
Oh god, that's the trifecta for counter snipes. DevM sniper with 22 kills, 3 of them sniper kills. Sepha with 0 sniper kills. That tells the tape right there.
Yeah, he's able to clear one of these victory points down here. I think he down here on the right by the lumber yard. Seph's gonna be able to stop the drain, but he just whited it. So he's not going to get anything back in the bank in terms of hitting his opponent's VPs. There's off-map artillery falling on it. This is just carnage everywhere.
I mean, Sepha lost the plot when his first sniper got counter-sniped going across the center. That was a bit of a tough break. He expected more of a northward-bound retreat path, but from that point on, it has been all DevM and all Americans.
Yeah, you know what? Here I'm watching combat here on the left-hand side around the graveyard. Sepha was trying to hold on to that VP that he had that was really stopping everything, and just rifles were able to flank that MG42 that was covering it, and now DevM is capping back this important left-hand side. So the VP drain will now continue.
Yep, it's at 13. It's about to start ticking again as soon as that left VP goes up. And Sepha, I mean, fortunately for him, the allies tend to fare better on Bois, so he will have allies in Game 3 to try to sort of regain his composure and get back into this best of 5. He's going to be up against the wall, down 0-2 now, entering the second map. The thing about sniper play is you can't just kind of, I don't know, I think Sepha had it in his head that he wanted to win in a different way. I think maybe he didn't like the metagame aspect of Co right now, where snipers are so powerful and are such a necessity. And, you know, he showed us in the quali tourney that he can win in other ways. He showed us how to do it. But I think DevM showed us here that, you know, if you're going to, the snipers are delicate units, the tactical play, the way they interact, and how they interact on the maps in particular is something that you have to practice over and over and over again. To be really expert at sniping, counter-sniping, knowing the exact ranges, knowing where the shot blockers are, it's something you need to be doing all the time. It's not something that Sepha can just take a break from and try to win in other ways and then try to come back to when he needs it. We're seeing what's happening here. He's just getting decimated in the sniper v sniper battles.
Yeah, I mean, you said it. Snipers are incredibly powerful, important units, and if you're going to want to try and win another way, you have to accept the fact that you're eliminating a powerful, important unit from your army. So this is now the reason that he's 2-0 against DevM.
And it's not that he didn't try it. My point was that he built snipers in this game, but my point was that he wasn't practicing using them enough on these maps over the past couple of weeks to really kind of come up against DevM sniping, which has been, you know, pristine so far in these first 2 games.
Yeah, I agree. Well, he's got one more shot here. Steph's got one more shot back with his American team that he's so famously used in tournaments past to try and balance this best-of-5 series in his favor. So I think that if NTD can show us this video, Allies win, we'll be back right after this.
The Allies win! The Allies win!